My boy Cena was in the building. He ain't switch up the music.
Mm-mm.
As a part of the C Nation, I was very pleased about that. I
Yeah.
seen it everywhere. He's gonna change the music. What is he gonna do? Came out to the normal theme. I was curious to see what his look was gonna look like. It looked like normal John Cena to me. He just had a
Mm-hmm.
straight face.
Yeah.
Hurt my soul a little bit. He ain't talked to Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say something to Stu. He ain't talked to
Yeah.
Stu. He
Nah, nah.
acknowledged Stu though, a little bit, a little bit.
It was a little bit.
Walked to the ring and immediately, F you, Cena chants her going through the building. Cena sucks.
Yikes.
Everything is happening. And as if you guys haven't tuned in before, I'm a huge Cena fan, huge Cena supporter. So again, the GOAT. He's getting the crowd to talk. What did Miss Tyra May still say, Xavier? What'd she tell us?
Hey, it's about that noise.
About that noise. It
It's
don't matter if
about
they
the noise.
cheer, don't matter if they boo. It's about that noise, and Cena got the noise. And I
Mm.
think he delivered. I think it was so impressive because me and Xavier talked about this on the phone right after it happened. John Cena is not used to being that character,
Mm-hmm.
and he had to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And it took him a second, but man, once he got it rolling, he delivered.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely did.
he called out the haters, the ones that were saying Cena sucks and F you Cena, and basically said, you guys have been taking from me, using me as your puppet for years. He was tired of the invisible jokes. I was like, dang, he pulled that out. He was tired of the invisible jokes, tired of y'all using him. He said he's not a baby face. He's not a heel. He is a human being. I was like, man, he's spitting facts. All they do is take, take, take. I'm like, you know what? He's right. But this is where I didn't like it. Mr. Cena, and I wasn't gonna miss this point. And I was thinking about it for a long time. But for the people that were saying let's go Cena, he directed his attention to us, the supporters. And he called us out. He spoke his truth, as Corey Graves said. He said that you guys have just taken from me. What have you guys given me?
Mm.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Zero.
There's some kids in the front row, all the people that was wearing his t-shirts, and he made a statement. And I cannot fault a man for speaking his truth. He
Mm.
wasn't talking about me, y'all, but he was talking about the rest of them. That's all I have to say. I still love you, John.
You done?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Mr. Cena, Mr. John Cena. You came out, you came out to Brussels. This one's for you. You came out to Brussels and you said some things. You said some hurtful things. You came to the center of the ring and you let the people know that loved you that you didn't care about them. You let the people know that booed you that you don't care about them. Who do you care for, John? Because it sounds to me that you don't even care for yourself because you said some hurtful things, sir. People that have supported you for 20 plus years, the people that have hated you for 20 plus years, you were just letting everybody have it. It was the classic 2025 crash out for me. Sir, I'll tell you this. I buy the shirts, I buy the hats, I buy the Funko Pops, and I buy your little crusty ass hand towel. And why I'm so upset right now is because I can't return not one of them. I can't get my money back. And I've been sweating in this one, so I can't even sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Sir, you are rude, you are hurtful, and you need to get your life together. You need Jesus. John Cena, get your stuff together, man.
You know, I can't fault you there. Everybody needs the good Lord. But as I've said since we debuted this show, Cena is the GOAT. Whether you love him, whether you hate him,
That's true.
you're going to say his name.
Absolutely.
You have more merchandise of John Cena than I do.
And you're a bigger fan.
Granted, my one piece that I have over there may be more expensive than all yours combined. You still owe me $700. But
Whew.
I just think it goes to show we talked about this, and I don't want that part to get overlooked as far as he's been used to being a certain way 25 years and having to get out of your comfort zone. We talked about it with LFG, getting out of your comfort zone, step into an unfamiliar territory. You're out of the country.
That's what I told you. I told you that earlier. Your boy was shook when he first got out there.
He wasn't shook,
He was
bro.
shook. This is not for him. He's getting there. Sorry. This is the first time this has ever happened. Coop needs a little more attention, but he's going to have to exit the room now. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a needy dog down here right now. Entertain them for 10 seconds while I escort him into the other room. All right.
My pops just walked in. He's a fan of Mike Check Mania. But guys, like I said, how you doing? Doing good. All right. Like I said, y'all, Cena put on a show.
Hey, what up, Pop?
He just went upstairs.
We need to have an episode we have our dads on.
Hey. He's just gonna tell you about how he gonna tell you the stories about how he got me all the wrestling toys when I said I didn't want no toys at Walmart, and then all of the matches we went to, like the live events.
Was your dad a wrestling fan growing up? Is he who got you into wrestling?
No, I was.
Okay. So by default, he was, because his son loved wrestling.
Was Batista, though. Your favorite wrestler was Batista? Stay over there. Yeah.
Batista, stay over there. Right? No, come on over.
Come on.
He can come on over.
Hey.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right,
good.
Man. Just back at you. We just doing a little Raw recap. And I was just talking to your son. I asked him where he got his love for wrestling, and I thought it might have been from you, because I got into wrestling from my dad. But he said he was the fan first, but you, as the great father that you are, took this young man to see his favorite wrestlers. I love that.
I did at a young age, man. He took on to wrestling, man, at a young age, and he started out by asking me to take him to Walmart just to look at the wrestling men. He said he didn't want to buy, because I wasn't really trying to spend a whole lot of money at that time.
Man.
So he said that he just wanted to go look. But that changed when he got into Walmart.
Yeah.
He ended up holding it for a while, and, well, can I get it? So he had a love for it.
He gave it a puppy dog eyes, and the rest was history. The rest was history, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great. I think I told him, I said, we're going to have an episode where you get on and my dad gets on, and we talk about wrestling. Absolutely. We talk about old memories. We talk about, because my dad has seen Ric Flair a few times in the ring. So he's got wrestling stories, because my dad's dad took him to watch wrestling. So it's all love. It's all family. Right. That's why we love the WWE Universe.
Yes, right.
Absolutely.
He introduced me to it, and Batista is my man.
Hey. All right. I love that. Drax.
Yes, sir.
The Marvel hero, Drax. All right, my man.
All right.
Shout out to your pops.
Shout out pops, man. The OG J Stuck.
The OG J Stuck. I love it. That's big buck stuck.
Yeah.
Hey, man. But
let's get back to the recap.
Getting back to the recap. Just diving back into the recap as well. And I know you were saying just knowing who you are, and what I told you earlier is just the muscle memory, right? This man has been doing the exact same thing for 25 years, 20 plus years. You know what I'm saying? That's like working in a factory, working the same conveyor belt for 20 plus years. And they're all red hats. And man, oh man, it's just, you think that red is changing, but it's still the same damn red hat. And all of a sudden, 25 years later, here come a blue boot. And you said, what's this blue boot doing here? Man, hold on. We got time out, y'all. I'm at the wrong place. No, it's the same spot. but I just making that adjustment. So now you've been so conditioned to be the baby face, to be the good guy for so long, and now it was like his mind already knows every scenario in which he can talk to the crowd as a good guy. Now
Yeah.
he has to dig deep and because this is what I paid very close attention to. He killed it. I told you the part, and I'll let you get back to what you were saying. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I paid attention to this. I said, we're going to see how in it he really is. And I'm convinced now that Cena is all in on being a heel. That towel gets thrown out every single time he has one in his hand that he's ever stepped foot in the ring.
And the
Usually
hat.
it's the cat, it's the shirt, it's everything. He throw an armband out there, whatever. That towel, I thought he was gonna just low key just toss it to a kid on the
No.
way out. Man, he kept that joint and walked out and said, "Y'all ain't getting shit from me ever again." And I said, "I'm."
As long as he is in his character.
He's
Now let me tell
yeah,
you what I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
about as
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
huge Cena fan. You know, I like to speak things into existence. I'm so nervous about my chances to even take a picture
Ooh.
because he is locked in.
Kayfabe. He's full on
Kayfabe.
kayfabe right
You
now.
have to be. He has to be that for real now.
Yeah,
He's always had the presence to where he was always himself.
sure. Make a
Like
wish.
from the
All the
name
appearance,
to what he was
everything.
doing out in the community. So any interview he did, he was just always himself. You know what I'm saying? We talked about like Undertaker. Undertaker now can be himself outside
Mm-hmm.
of character. I am glad that he is retiring just because of the fact that I don't need him to be in character forever. But I thought he killed it. The ungrateful SOBs line, I was like, oh, Cena cussing? I said, oh my
Bro,
God.
your boy was out there
I
swearing.
said, oh my God, I'm not used to this.
You
And so
ungrateful sons of guns. Oh
first
my
off, I'm,
lord.
I'm number one just glad to see him on a show. He need to get back to the States and start getting in the mix for real.
Right.
But I think it's a great
Yeah.
storyline. I will say this: Cody Rhodes comes out next. I don't want to stay on Cena too long. Cody
Yeah,
Rhodes
yeah, yeah.
comes out next, and like I'm going to go back to Cena.
I mean, it was an epic crash out.
Yes,
You
but
could we can sit there and dissect that all day because I told you some people have told me personal stories about the photos and no. You seen videos and respectfully for him, you shouldn't have a camera up in people's faces when they're out and
Mhm.
about. People think because they see a celebrity or whatnot, and I get the excitement. This is somebody who you watch all the time, who makes you feel good and warm and tingly inside. I get that. But at the end of the day, absolutely, he was right. He's still a human being, and you got to respect that. And you got to respect people's boundaries. And he really gets on to people about taking photos, unsolicited photos, and like, yo, you can't just, I'm not a pro. You can't just be out here snapping stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, they can. It's not illegal, but
but it's a
it's still
respect thing though too.
disrespectful.
How much, how much of how we've been? I keep referring back to LFG because LG is a hit.
LFG's a hit, y'all. Sean, keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah,
All the legends,
go check out our recap if you haven't seen
yes.
it.
Head
But
on over.
just like BJ, just like Tyre May Steele, just like Tatiana Dumas have put some of their own personal experiences into these
Mm,
promos. How
sure.
much personal is John Cena putting into that promo? How
I
much of
think
that do you think he's believing?
I think a lot now because it's all kind of making sense. Even during the what was the show called with him and his lady and the
Oh, Total Divas.
yeah, Total Divas, we kind of saw he's kind of a character. He's
Oh, he
kind
was
of an
tweaking on that, bro.
he's
He was
he's an
healed in.
He's in, and again, that's what people are saying. Are we getting the real John? Had he been putting on this facade for 20 plus years? Because again, I I always wonder, and people will talk to this, and I think we know that people can lose themselves in characters and roles. You know, you're telling your mind, I'm pretending to be something else outside of who I am or who I thought I was, and now
Mhm.
I have to be a character with a new name or a new like. People really get into their roles, right? For TV shows and movies and stuff.
Mhm.
And are we just seeing who John Cena really is? You know,
Yeah.
because I think he's a really hurt individual. Personally, I don't know why I think that, but I think he was probably. Did you say he was bullied when he was younger?
No,
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 somebody else. That was somebody else. Never mind.
there's somebody else that we cannot say
Yeah,
that
yeah,
name.
no, no, no.
Look, Xavier. Look, y'all.
No, no.
Xavier's happy right now. His mind's all over the place. He's mixing in stuff right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, watch
He
this.
was,
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this clue right here. I'm about to get. And we'll leave it right there. We'll come back to that. We'll reference that.
yeah.
We'll reference that later. Anyways, um, yeah, but I just think that we're getting a real dose of he's now able to like maybe put a little genuineness on those moments that really did piss him off, that
Yeah.
people really did feel like they had the entitlement to get that autograph or take that picture or just be all up in the dude's space when
It
he
is kind
didn't.
of crazy to put the phone straight up. I've seen that one video. Like,
It's diabolical.
we're
It
not
really
gonna
is
do that.
crazy. Nah,
As
wait.
excited as we are. We're not going to just unsolicited be like, hey. We
Look,
would
man.
have a normal conversation. If you want to see our normal interactions, go watch our first ever video, Monday Night Raw ringside in Nashville, and watch us talk to Bianca Belair. That's how you need to go about everything naturally, I
Yeah.
believe.
With that being said, and this is kind of what we do. I mean, I've been around celebrities and athletes and famous people for over 10 years now, close
Mhm.
to 15 years. And I know you have as well, just in your early on career. You know what I mean? So we've had time to be around these people, and we wouldn't be in the spaces that we are because we have to remain professional in these spaces, or we'll get in trouble. We get in trouble. We wouldn't be in those
Mhm.
spaces. So they're just people. At the end of the day, they are just people. But I get being excited about somebody, but
Yeah.
just relax. Like
Yeah.
they're more there's more of a chance that you'll be able to like actually have a shorter conversation, but like actually have engagement with this person if you just are calm and cool and collected about it versus, oh, I got it, and you're freaking out and they're like, okay, this is too much for me, I'm on to the next person, thank you, bye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, anyways, not to go off on this little thing, but that's a little 101. You see a wrestler, you see anybody that you really love, just be cool with them.
Be cool.
They do. And here, I genuinely believe that everybody wants to meet their fans. That might not be the truth, and some people might say, "Oh no, so and so they don't mess with people."
Mhm.
It's cool. Not everybody's an extrovert, not everybody, but I think that even if you aren't one of those like big on people persons, like there are some celebrities you probably know that really aren't about the people, but
Mhm.
I think they would still give you the time of day just to at least say hello,
Yeah.
and hey, thank you for being a fan. Thank you for supporting me. Right. And
Yeah.
I'll leave it there. Anyways,
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Is he really that guy?
Sorry, I had to do it. I'm
It,
hyped. I'm hyped
it,
tonight. Road to
is he really that
WrestleMania.
guy?
He's really that guy. He's really
I
that
think
guy.
the fans love him, but I saw something and I thought this was epic. Notice how Cena got everything he wanted to say out before Cody came out there. Because if they truly let them two go back and forth, Cena would cook Cody Rhodes to a crisp on that mic.
Mm.
And that's a fact. Tell me I'm wrong.
Look,
Tell me I'm wrong.
okay. Look, I'll tell you this. So I rewatched while I was eating. I rewatched the 26-minute
Promo.
promo. That's insane. 26 minutes is a TV show. That's the length of a TV show. I watched it, and then it rolled into another video, and that was all of Cena's moments on the mic. And not that I didn't think he was a phenomenal athlete, a phenomenal character, a phenomenal entertainer, but I had forgotten about some of those moments on the mic. He had The Rock silent in the ring. He had Roman
They say
Reigns with
promos
nothing
on
to
the wrist.
say. He had promos on the wrist is diabolical.
That's Cena.
And you can see when things are real. When you have seen someone for so long in the ring, you know the in and out when it's on and when it's off. And Rock does it all the time. He'll be Dwayne in there. He's at that point where he comes in and comes out or whatever. But in that moment, he was the Rock in the ring. That was the Rock. And they were still pretty peak condition. And the look on the Rock's face when he said, he actually got closer to Cena. He was like, yo, he called out the wrist notes.
Yeah.
That's diabolical. And again, just one more person on the list. He was in front of Stephanie and Triple H when he was flaming Seth Rollins. He flamed the Miz in front of his lady at the time. I was like, this dude is cooking what he did to Dolph and that whole scene. This dude is cooking everybody. So yeah, I'm going to publicly say I agree with you that could have gotten very bad for the champ.
Yes.
But the champ ain't no Punk. I just want to go on and say Cody ain't no Punk.
He ain't no Punk because Cena said, look here, kid.
He said, and he roared at him.
Yeah.
So I was like, respect that Cody.
I respect it, but I'm gonna tell you like this: Cody Rhodes will always be the little brother in the equation. He will always be looked at as the Cody Rhodes who was on the tag team and was Randy Orton's associate assistant. He will always be looked at as Stardust. He's always going to be looked at as the person who left the company and helped build another one. And he came back just trying to get close to his father's legacy.
He's already done more than his father has.
But at the end
so
of
what
the
do you
day,
mean close?
Iconic names. It's just the legacy. If you're putting Dusty Rhodes to Cody Rhodes, the name significance, I think his father still holds.
His father is a pioneer in a different way. Like his father is a pioneer, and
that's why I said about chasing legacy, though.
And I get that, but being that champion, having that championship belt around your waist, that speaks numbers. He came from another company, and the people, you heard the pop that night.
Yeah,
you heard it. It wasn't like we didn't want him. Like, hey man, what you doing back? It was Cody's back.
It's the new Cody.
What does the WWE do? And we say it about every damn episode now. They do what's good for business. So it probably wasn't Cody crawling to get back because he was doing his thing over at AEW.
Yeah.
And he was doing it enough that people were watching AEW because we were watching Cody on AEW.
We
were watching Samantha now. But anyways, stop.
Insert that clip from Life when Eddie Murphy goes, I wasn't watching AEW. I was watching the WWE.
The WWE. That's right.
I'm always loyal. I wasn't.
No, but you knew what was going on, and when they bring, which I think
Cody.
is super, they bring these characters over now from other brands, which I think is really cool. This era is hot. This era is hot. We'll stop right there. Relax.
You know what it is.
No, but I'm saying he came over and he made an impact, and look where he is now. Like, had Cody not made his way over, is Roman still? What are we talking about? Who are we talking about right now?
I'm telling you what his problem is, and this has been a lot of people's problem.
Don't talk about his list, man. I know you about to go for his list, man. We ain't doing that.
You brought that up.
We ain't doing that because I saw you ain't slick. Okay?
I wasn't going there. Cody
we don't talk about people and their things, okay?
But I wasn't going to talk about his speech impediment.
I see.
Let me tell you what I was going to say.
Chat, we got to watch this guy. We got to watch him.
Let me tell you what I was going to say. I believe Cody Rhodes' problem is with many superstars that face. It doesn't matter what he does as long as that dude that's got 4 letters in his first name and 4 letters in his last name is in that ring. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. We see with Roman Reigns when he was turning up And when John Cena returned to SummerSlam, that's probably one of the biggest pops he's ever had in his career. It don't matter. Same way with Cody Rhodes last year. The Rock came back. They was gonna put Cody to the side. It was supposed to be Roman versus Rock. They have publicly said that. But Cody was whining.
No,
In
it
the
wasn't
background.
Cody. It wasn't Cody. The people spoke. The
Listen to
people
The Rock
said,
talk.
what?
Listen to what The Rock said. He said in the back it was Cody. Because remember, this may have been right when we figured out that both you and I were both WWE fans. I went to
Mm.
SmackDown in Birmingham last year, and The Rock had returned, and
Oh,
that's
yeah, yeah.
when like Cody kind of gave the keys, but you could tell like he was real deal upset. Like that wasn't the way he wanted it to go. But things changed. You are correct though, because that's what the people wanted.
Mm.
But he definitely was in the background talking. But let me get back to my main point is this. Man, Cody's a great wrestler. He engages with the audience well, but he's still going to fight an uphill battle as long as John Cena is in the picture anywhere.
Look, Cena's put in his time, but unless you're about to go on some crazy run and really be involved in the WWE, if you're going to be around, yeah. So do you just give the belt as pity to just get it and then you leave? Or are you about to be about this life? Because I do recall a moment in history when Cena gets in the ring and is going back and forth with The Rock and say, "You ain't even here, dude. You off in Hollywood." Now who's off in Hollywood? You know what I'm saying? And he manned up and apologized for that and said, "Hey, I'm basically doing the same thing now. Sorry, y'all." So are you about to just get this belt after Cody's been putting in all this work, after Roman's been putting all this work to keep the business up? Yeah, your name, it's cool to have that nostalgia and have these people come back. That's crazy. Yeah, and he probably will, but I'm just saying, like, these dudes have put in so much work, and for this dude to come back in and just like get a belt, why? Just so we can see history, so they can get another, you
They
know?
have been putting on work. Cody Rhodes has been I'm not even going to say he's been carrying the company on his back because
Bro,
there's
he's
so
been doing
many. I don't
not,
think he is.
no, not
Yeah.
carry to where it
He
discredits
is at the
everybody else.
forefront, but he
Yeah,
is not carrying. There was a time of WWE was definitely carried by a few guys. You know what I'm saying? There was a stretch right there. It was kind of rough. You know what I'm saying?
it was a rough stretch.